evening, everyone, and welcome aboard the Wendy. My name is Sarah. I'll be your captain and storyteller for today. Now, just a few safety reminders. Everyone must remain fully seated at all times because this is a real boat. We are on real water, and I don't want to get real wet. Now, please do keep those hands and fingers inside the boat as well, because if you turn into a frog, Princess Tiana will not be here to save you. I don't know if you noticed, the water is kind of gross. Now, at this time, we are being swallowed by Monstro the whale, but not to worry because Pinocchio was swallowed by this very same whale. And all he did to get out was build a fire within Monstro's belly, causing him to sneeze his tail off, and that gave us our own entrance into Storybookland. So where Monstro's tail ends, our tale begins. Once upon a time, there were 3 little pigs and a big bad wolf. To our left, you'll see the cave of the big bad wolf, and across the way, the homes of Fifer, Fiddler, and Practical Pig, who built their houses out of straws, sticks, and 100% foolproof bricks. Now, in an English village not so far away lived a girl named Alice. Alice would spend her golden afternoons reading under her favorite tree, but one afternoon she followed a white rabbit down a rabbit hole. And it's a wonderland where things just got curiouser and curiouser. In the center of the canal is London Park, and this is where Michael, John, and Wendy, darling, flew with Peter Pan and Tinkerbell with the help of pixie dust and happy thoughts. They followed the second star on the right and went off to Neverland, where they never ever had to grow up. Straight ahead is the beautiful city of enchantment and wonder, the city of Agrabah. The Sultan's palace is where Princess Jasmine lives, and below there in the marketplace is where Aladdin made a living, stealing only when he could not afford, which unfortunately for him was everything. But the biggest thing that Aladdin ever did steal was Princess Jasmine's heart, and on their first date, Aladdin used one of his 3 wishes to become Prince Ali Baba, and he took Princess Jasmine flying over, sideways, and under on a magic carpet ride into a whole new world. Now at this time, I'd like to remind you to keep those hands and fingers inside the boat and do not touch anything as we enter the Cave of Wonders! Inside the Cave of Wonders are treasures untold and the very same magic lamp that once held the genie that granted Aladdin his 3 wishes because he was the diamond in the rough. Now, speaking of those diamonds, just around the riverbed to our right-hand side, you'll see the diamond mines where the 7 dwarves whistle while they work. And in that cottage, there is where Snow White bakes her gooseberry pie for Dog, Sleepy, Peasy, Grumpy, Happy, Bashful, and Filthy. To our left-hand side, you'll see the blue-roof French chateau that Cinderella once lived in with her evil stepmother and ugly stepsisters. But now she's upgraded to the very tippy top of that hill in that pink and gold castle with her Prince Charming. It just goes to show you, ladies, what a good pair of shoes can do for you. To our left-hand side, you'll see the giant patchwork quilt stitched together with over 20 different types of rare desert blossoms from the Silly Symphony Lullaby Land. And in case you are wondering, all the plants and trees that you see here in Storybookland, they are 100% real. They've all just been miniaturized by a very special process known only to Tinkerbell and a few of our Disneyland gardeners. Now, down by the river here is the modest home of Mr. Mole, and next door with all 9 chimneys, the mansion of Mr. Toad from the Wind in the Willows. Now, it doesn't seem like they're home, though, despite their lights being on. It's probably because they're on a wild ride to nowhere in particular. Here we have the 3 mills. The old mill in the center is the most famous one, known for sheltering the wild animals during a terrible winter storm. And below the Matterhorn Mountain is the Alpine Village that Pinocchio and Geppetto live in. By the water is Geppetto's wood shop where he created Pinocchio, and also made a very special wish upon the star for Pinocchio to become a real boy. Now, in case you hear that tropical music, it's because we are approaching the white sandy beaches where Ariel took her very first steps on land. Her and Prince Eric now live happily ever after in this beautiful beachfront home. But as you all know, the Little Mermaid was not always a part of our world, because she used to live under the sea, connected to ruled by her cottage in Christchurch. And now, folks, as all stories must come to an end, so must ours. But before we return to shore, I ask you again to keep both hands and fingers inside the boat, especially on the dock side. And please do remain seated until my magical count of 3, where we will all stand up together at the very same time to keep our boat well balanced, so that we don't go finding Nemo the hard way. Thank you so much for joining me, folks. I hope you enjoy the rest of your night here at the Disneyland Resort, and I hope you'll find your very own happily ever after. The end.